Hello and welcome to the One-on-One podcast. If you're enjoying the show, consider signing up for the Patreon. There you get ad-free content, early access, exclusive episodes, and monthly supporter hangouts. You can find it at patreon.com/the One-on-One podcast. If you don't like the subscription-based models, there are other ways of supporting the show that are linked in the description. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy this episode.
They said it was forbidden. They said it was dangerous. They were right. Introducing the paranoid American homunculus owner's manual. Dive into the arcane, into the hidden corners of the occult. This isn't just a comic. It's a hidden tome of supernatural power. All original artwork illustrating the groundbreaking research of Juan Ayala, one of the only living homunculologists of our time. Learn how to summon your own homunculus, an enigma wrapped in the fabric of reality itself, their power at your fingertips, their existence, your secret. Explore the mysteries of the Aristotelian, the spiritual, the Paracelsian, the Crowleyan homunculus, ancient knowledge lost to time, now unearthed in this forbidden tale. This comic book holds truths not meant for the light of day, knowledge that was buried, feared, and shunned. Are you ready to uncover the hidden? The Paranoid American Homunculus Owner's Manual, not for the faint of heart. Available now from Paranoid American. Get your copy at tjojp.com or paranoidamerican.com today.
Welcome to the One-on-One podcast with your host, Juan Ayala.
Interdimensional stuff. Speaking of Necronomicon, Astral Grimoires, based upon these Astral Grimoires that Lovecraft's father was collecting. A lot of people don't know that he learned most of the names of the great old ones from his father. It's come from Department of Defense documentation from a librarian, a military war librarian who was collecting these things. And the guy happened to work up under Michael Aquino, the guy who was in Church of Satan when the Church of Set. Don Webb and those guys came out of him. Lilith Aquino and Don Webb now owns the Lovecraft Library. I can go real in depth about it. How his father, he was a traveling man, Lovecraft's father, and he contracted tertiary syphilis. And when he was going through that, he would yell out these names, Cthulhu, Yog-Sotho, because he had these collection of grimoires from these Arabian dark magic priests. And it was called the Hayat al-Hakim, one of the original astral grimoires of the stars, how to connect with cosmic intelligences and everything. So he had that in his life. He had a massive occult library. So when he died, the library went to Lovecraft.
Welcome back to another episode of the One-on-One podcast. I'm excited for this one. I've been thinking about it all week. Here we are. Make sure to follow the show on any social media platform at the One-on-One podcast, tjojp.com, patreon.com/the One-on-One podcast. Get your homunculus owner's manual, get the occultist Monday, get all that stuff. Check it out, tjojp.com. If you're listening to this on the RSS feed, 5-star review, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. And today we have Ani joining us again. What up, bro?
What up, bruh? What's been going on?
You see my episode with Nick Cage's son, bro? How wild was that, dude?
No, I missed that one. When did that come out?
An episode ago. So episode 198. I had Weston Cage on, bruh.
How did I miss that, bro? Because I think I saw, that's probably the one I seen, because I said I want to make sure he gets me on for 201. because I want to be the one that brings some light. And I know that
this will be 201, bro. This will be event 201.
Good. Well, that's what I wanted, but I did not know that was the interview, because I heard you mention in Spaceman, the video you covered, that he followed you or something like that, or did he follow one of your social media platforms?
So I think I've talked about it on maybe Behind the Wall, and it'll be on episode 200. But it was weird because what happened was, and the reason it's significant is because he followed me the night I started, which it's not out yet. Maybe it might be out by the time this is out. But I started a show on reviewing Nick Cage movies called The Church of Cage. Okay. And that night, mind you, I haven't told anybody except me and my friend. We were doing this as like a fun little project, like pop culture, movies, stuff like that. We break down Nick Cage movies, talk about the esoteric and occult themes in it, if there is any, and just have fun. And that same night I went to sleep, I woke up, and homeboy was following me, bro. And I've been following this guy for like 2.5 years. So what are the chances of that happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the chances of that lining up the way it did?
That's crazy, bro. Because let me tell you something. Nicolas Cage movie, Colors Out of Space. Did you guys talk about that? Yo, that was one of the most occult, esoteric movies of all time, bro. If nobody has seen that movie, the movie may disturb you in some spots because y'all covered the spider and the mother and the son became a spider.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, no, that was
trippy.
And it's funny you're bringing this up because it's got to do with what we're going to talk about today, because that was an H.P. Lovecraft movie. And
it was a Lovecraft movie. Yeah, it's Necronomicon.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, bro, that Nick Cage reveals a lot of things in his movies. Mm-hmm. And again, Weston was talking about how they own original copies of Eliphas Levi, Crowley, all these books. So I'm just saying they know about it. And I believe Mr. Nick Cage is into the paranormal, spirituality, and the occult. I mean, there's a reason why he grew up and they owned a lot of haunted locations, bro.
Wow.
He owned one of the most haunted mansions in Louisiana, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't surprise me because he has so many movies with esoteric messages. And for you to have that connection, bro, kudos to you, your platform. That should get a lot of views, bro. I got to check it out right after this, man. I'm excited to check it out.
Bro, it was a weird synchronicity, and like I said, I couldn't ignore it. And I waited a few days, and I hit him up, and I was like, "Hey, bro, would you come on?" Immediately, he wrote back. It was the weirdest thing. Like, immediately he hit me back up. And I'm like, I don't know, man. So
manifestation, bro.
It's
time.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you some stuff after the show that I can't reveal on air yet, but I'll tell you some stuff. Okay. Ani, where can people find you, bro? You got a podcast, you got a YouTube channel. Where can people go?
Yes, come on over to YouTube at Ani Osaru. You can follow me from the Spiritual Shade Room on Instagram. I also have a great big growing with Patreon right now. Patreon's growing. Patreon.com/THE_spiritual shade room is called the True Occult Newspaper. And we're growing as a community in understanding this science. And I'm very proud with the information that people in the group are unveiling. And the more we dig deeper to what's occurring in 2024, the year of the dragon.
Awesome. Make sure to go follow Ani over there. And dude, I'm excited for this one. When we had originally connected, we pushed back the date because you wanted to talk about some stuff. Then you hit me up, I think it was yesterday or something, and you were like, I got this, this, and this. And I named, until right now, the show, the Cetus Ritual, Soul Elementals, and Interdimensional Space Travel. Now, the reason that Cetus is important is because it lines up with Florida, bro. Florida
really
is the transmutational phallus of the United States. Okay, its birthday was also 3/3, so it was the last frontier. It's the Sunshine State, Disney World, the most magical place on earth, Coral Castle. You have NASA, SpaceX, X marks the spot. So many things, Ani. And when you said Cetus, I was like, and that ties into the Lovecraftian aspect, because according to Lavenda, the marsh and the swamps and Florida is the best place to manifest the great old ones, the deep ones. Okay, and this is directly from Peter Lavenda's work. Okay, you had the Kurlaw cell working rituals, which I know that you're familiar with, here in Miami, Florida, in 1980 something, I believe it was, where the dude induced an abduction. Right, he induced an alien abduction to extract some information from another realm. Okay, so when you said Cetus, I was like, monster, sea creature, Cthulhu-esque in a sort of way. It's also on old Florida maps as well. I'll pull some up here where there's a little Cetus on the corner of it, and the constellation. There's star maps, old star maps that line up with, and it would make sense because, and I could be getting this wrong, this is Narco-Longo territory, but I think that is Florida Pisces. Did I get that right? Let's see here. Let me double check. It was either the Pisces, which is the portal, I think it is. So
that would make sense, because if it is,
Pisces, born on March 3rd, symbolized by the fish. So that would make sense that Florida is a fish. It looks like a fish. I've heard people put it that it's the best place for manifestation because there's water on all sides and underneath us, bro. And you know that water retains memory. So take it away, Ani. And I got some other stuff that once we get into the space travel and all that, because space travel has to do with Florida as well. We got NASA, we got SpaceX, we have Elon Musk here, and I've got some connections on something I was digging in for a friend regarding one of my favorite topics, which is John D. and Edward Kelly, when they were given the formula, I guess, to the aethers. And these aethers are other dimensions, okay, that they never got to explore themselves, but some things were revealed to them that happened before that was interesting. So take it away, Ani.
Like the Enochian keys, you're talking about the 32-8, okay. Yeah. There's a lot of interdimensional stuff. Speaking of Necronomicon, Astral Grimoires is based upon these Astral Grimoires that Lovecraft's father was collecting. A lot of people don't know that he learned most of the names of the great old ones from his father. It's come from Department of Defense documentation from a librarian, a military war librarian who was collecting these things. And the guy happened to work up under Michael Aquino, who's passed away now. Yeah, first, the guy who was in Church of Satan, went to Church of Set. Don Webb and those guys came out of him. Now Don Webb, the penguin eyebrows and everything. So, and his wife Lilith Aquino, and Don Webb now owns the Lovecraft Library.
Wait, what? Hold on. Yeah, let me pull up this specimen of a man. This guy here, bro. Look at this dude's eyebrows, son. Eyebrow game on point. Look at this.
The evilest eyebrows of all time.
So, I'll repeat that again one more time. You said that.
Yeah, I can go real in depth about it. How his father, he was a traveling man. Lovecraft's father, and he contracted tertiary syphilis. Right? And when he was going through that, he would yell out these names, Cthulhu, Yog-Sotho, because he had these collection of grimoires from these Arabian dark magic priests. And it was called the Hayat al-Hakim, one of the original Astral Grimoires of the stars, how to connect with cosmic intelligences and everything. So he had that in his life. He had a massive occult library. So when he died, they lost all of their fortune now. But the library went to Lovecraft. So he grew up reading these books, but he would hear his father recite these names. So basically, make a long story short, when Lovecraft got hit with his, I don't know, brain aneurysm or whatever, I think he was taken out personally. But Lilith Aquino and Don Webb, they now own the Lovecraft library, confirmed by a DOD librarian. Won't put all of their information out there, but yeah, that's who owns the Lovecraft library. But going back to what you were talking about, the great old ones, there's a lot of information on the great old ones and future alien cults that Lovecraft warned about. People becoming cultists, not occultists, but cultists to alien gods, which is what we're dealing with, especially with the Illuminati symbolisms, as symbols of enlightenment that they're putting out constantly, especially in the year of the X 2024, X's 24th letter. We got this big eclipse coming. And the reason why I messaged you yesterday about the Cetus constellation. The Cetus constellation is called, well, Cetus is a whale, but it's called the dragonfish. And it's the Chinese year of the dragon. You know, so I couldn't help myself because I've been covering all these dragon rituals. You know, they just took out in Gematria Akira Toriyama, Dragon Ball Z creator, dies a couple of weeks ago in the year of the dragon. Like, come on, man.
Bro.
Come on. Yeah.
Look at this. The Bayer Flamsteed. What is this even? He's got 88 of those stars. The gates. Right there, 88. Man.
I broke down this Bayer guy in my video, The Reptilian Myth. Oh my God, you gotta look into that, everyone.
I started watching that one. I didn't finish it, but I did start. I know which one you're talking about. I'll have to go back and revisit it.
Gotta finish it because I usually get into scholarship way deep in my videos. People say I need to stop doing that. But okay, so the seed is called the dragonfish, right? In Mesopotamia, it's called Tiamat. And that's the dragon goddess. This is the original dragon goddess of Sumeria, that whole area. Is this constellation. Now, why is this constellation important? The eclipse this year, the path of totality is the name of the eclipse. It passes directly over a town in Texas called Jonah. So if this is the bibliomancy I speak about. I don't know how these people do it, because even the path of the eclipse from 2017, there was another one in like 2021. There was another one late in 2023, and now we have one coming. It makes the Paleo-Hebraic, symbols of the word Twav and Aleph in Hebrew. It literally makes the symbols. I have, the photos and everything, but the top of the eclipse is going to start in a town called Jonas. And you know about the story of Jonas being trapped in the whale. Then it's going to pass through 7 and 8 towns called Nineveh. There's these towns related to Nineveh in the Bible, where in the Bible, the town or the place of Nineveh, I don't know if it was a town or I don't know what it was, a country, but it was given 40 days to repent, and Jonah was the messenger. So we have this whale constellation. I speak about the supervoid, the supervoid information in the opening of the cold spot out there. And you highlighted it in that video you guys did on Spaceman, the Adam Sandler movie, that they had this open void out there of these particles from
what they call
the specter, right? And it had particles from the beginning and the end of time.
Did you watch that movie? Wow.
Yeah, well, I broke it down too. Yeah, I want to get into some spider stuff. I got some stuff from Kenneth Grant that I used to look into that really sparked my mind when I saw you guys' video. I appreciate you guys for doing that. But so this constellation Cetus, the dragonfish in the year of the dragon. There's also something called the Devil Comet. I don't know if you've been hearing about this, but there's a Devil Comet coming around the time of the eclipse. And Revelations chapter 12, verse 9 talks about a star falling to the earth while the sun is black, speaking about the eclipse. So you got the Devil Comet coming. And there's these petroglyphs showing these entities with the seven-headed creature that the Bible spoke about in Revelation. It's talking about the dragons, the whole dragon thing, which I know is esoteric, but we can get into it. So Cetus is originally associated with the Mesopotamian Tiamat. It's called Cetus the sea monster. It was slain in mythology by Perseus, which Perseus is a form of all of the other hero mythologies that came before, like Heru and all of that. And he saves this princess called Andromeda, which is another constellation, from Poseidon's wrath. Now, the Cetus constellation is in a Piscean area on the star maps. This area includes Eridanus, Pisces, Austrinus, and Aquarius. It's called the Sea of the Sky. That's what it's called. It's called the Sea of the Sky. And they're talking about Perseus helping Andromeda escape Poseidon's wrath. Well, when you think about Poseidon is nothing but a form of Enlil, the trident god. Remember we did I don't know if you were on that video, we did it. Yeah, we did it with the trident, all the trident rituals, and how Biden named a two-pronged trident is called a bident. Mm-hmm. And then you have Ukraine symbol is a trident. And the Khazarian crest is a trident. And Ukraine used to be a Khazarian region. A lot of people don't know that. And then you have the blue associated with the Israel flag. And I did a video about how the blue on the Israel flag represents the waters above the firmament and below when I get into the shield information. So it's comparative to all of this water symbology, which is esoteric as well, because there's a astral etherical interdimensional region of consciousness that these occultists enter into the sky or out interdimensionally that we're going to speak about today. Interdimensional space travel, how to project your conscious fields out there in the astral etherical spheres, which is what all of these people are trying to do, apparently. So the sea is recognized by all of these mythologists. Cetus has been depicted throughout history by many, whatever the name of the people who named the constellations. And he's been given several animal bodies, was mainly a Piscean body with different animal heads attached to his form. So this led me to do some research. So I'm typing stuff now, and I come across this movie called Jonah. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, there's a movie coming out called Jonah. It's an alien movie. It's an alien movie, and it comes up, and I said, oh, wow, this is interesting. This is cool. So I click, and I figure out the movie came out the day before. I'm looking at it.
Well, it's already out.
I know. So I went and watched it. I watched it a couple of days ago. I thought
it was coming out. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it came out like when I saw it, it was, I'll say it is already out. It came out a couple of days ago.
It's got a pyramid and everything up here, Jonah. What day did it release at? What day was it that it released?
What was it? It was released on March 12th.
March 12th. It was
released on March 12th.
So 4/12, which 4/8 is the eclipse. 4/8 is also the first day Crowley made contact, and 4/10 was the first contact that John Deed had with Nalvaj, which is the tablet of the round tablet of Nalvaj that was the precursor to the Liber Loga, the speech of God that would bring forth the apocalypse and Ragnarok. So all these dates are lining up around the same time. That's interesting.
Well, it's more interesting that the eclipse is going to end out of Crowley, Texas. It's going to empty out of Crowley, Texas. I'm like, come on, man. And you got all this Texas symbolism. Why do all these people have cowboy hats? You got Beyonce and all these people put on cowboy hats. And I got to break that down.
The star, bro, the lone star. It's the pentagram. I mean, it's the pentad, the 5-pointed star. Isn't it a 5-pointed star?
Yeah, it is. It is the Lone Star State. But interesting, you had one of the actors up there. His name is Orsic Chow. Is one of the main actors in Jonah. And there's another woman. What was the woman's name in the movie? Whoever the woman is in the movie, the actress. Yeah, I think that's her right there. That's her real son in the movie. So I'm trying to find this kid, the kid who plays Jonah.
Claudette Young.
No, it's not her. It's not her. That's not it. Their last name is what is his last name?
I just had it up. Here we go. Chow.
There she go. Elena Huffman. Her son, you see how the Jonah is played by Lincoln Huffman down there?
Oh, okay, I see.
That's her biological son. So I couldn't find nothing on him. And then I go on her page. So she's the real mother, and she's the mother to this boy who is abducted by aliens. But in real life, that's her real child. So I'm looking into this information, and this guy, okay, so you might recognize her from Elena Huffman.
Yeah.
She was in Supernatural, the Supernatural series. You ever saw Supernatural with Sam and Dean? Going to
Supernatural. This one right here?
Yeah, the TV series. Yeah, right there. This is a big show right here.
I've never seen it, bro.
Oh, my God, bro. Oh, God. You got to go.
They hunt monsters, right.
Right, but they interact with the angels and demons. The demons and angels take on corporeal forms, and they save towns from like big rituals and stuff like that.
What?
And they got Lovecraft in it. They got everything in it, bro. That's a cult. Everything is in this show, and it's got 100 seasons or something like that.
That's wild.
But look, the guy Orsic Chow, Elena Huffman, and the other guy that's in there, all of them used to be on Supernatural together. They were in all the episodes together. So now they get their own movie with this Jonah, and now they have this girl's son playing Jonah. Now, Jonah in gematria equals 48, just like 4/8. The date of the eclipse, April 8th. Jonah equals 48. And I just said that the Cetus constellation is going to be directly over the town of Jonah in Texas on April 8th. So I'm like, how are they aligning these things so directly? It almost made me question whether there is some blue beam going on. Is the eclipse real? I'm starting to question stuff now. But I'm going to just assume that it is real, and they've been calculating this way ahead of time, and now they're rolling out the movies in the numerology to confirm their future predictions of how this stuff goes. But in the movie, it's crazy, bro. I don't want to spoil it for everyone.
I'm trying to find a picture of her son here. I got the movie pulled up, and I'm clicking through it.
Just type in Jonah alien movie. He should be.
I see him here. So yeah, this is homeboy right here, but he's in a wheelchair in the movie.
At first he's cool, but then a alien possesses his body.
Whoa.
He's in a wheelchair, and he's talking about the end of the world. He's talking about he says in 2025 he names everything that's going to happen to the world. He said, 2025. this is going to happen. This war is going to pop off. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy when you watch it. And he really doesn't need the wheelchair. They show that later. He gets up and walks, and he really doesn't even need the wheelchair. But this guy in the movie, Orsic, his character, he was abducted when he was a boy. When he was a little boy, yeah, the Chow guy, he was abducted, and when he's a film producer. He has his own film company, and he travels around the world and gets these stories, these strange occult stories. And someone wants him to do an alien abduction story, and he was like, "Oh, that nobody's going to listen to that." But then he has a dream and remembers that when he was young, he told people that he was abducted too.
I don't want to be mean, but this kid kind of looks like Cetus. He kind of looks like a sea monster, right? When you, I'm just saying, all right.
Come on, bro.
He looks a little. Here. I'm gonna pull up Cetus, and I want you to see the constellation. And he looks like, bro. Can't tell me he doesn't look like that a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Hey, I get it, bro. Hey, it'd be stranger than what you know, though.
Listen, bro, because listen, Ani. Isn't there the story where who's the character in mythology that is the mother is impregnated by a sea monster? What mythology is that? You know what I'm talking about?
She was impregnated by a sea monster.
Yeah,
it's not Greek mythology, is it?
Here, let me look it up. So, mythology, mother impregnated by sea monster. So it is Greek mythology. Danae. Let's see here. The only child. So
that's interesting.
Here. So
that's interesting.
Here we go. Hold on.
Yeah,
Keto, sometimes spelled Ceto, is the goddess of sea monsters and other marine life. According to Greek mythology, she bore several monstrous children, including Forcides, with her lover. Who the hell's this guy? Is this guy a sea monster?
Forcicles, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Right here, he's like a freaking primordial. Look at Cthulhu, bro. Come on, dog.
Oh yeah, you know he's gonna pop up.
Let's go. Look at this dude with his tentacle penis. Probably he's slinging that Cthulhu dick, bro.
Bro, you crazy.
I got that Cthulhu cock on him, bro. Ready, dude. Just slinging that thing. Come on, dude.
Wow. The other picture was wild too.
So
I wouldn't doubt it, bro. I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm just right because we're talking about bloodlines and like how these people kind of some people right. Again, I'm just Nephilim, all these weird legends of these ultra terrestrials mating with humans and making this offspring. So what's to say that, all right, let's say that you talked about the sea and the sky, and perhaps these extraterrestrials are from not out other planets, but from the oceans. I mean, that's the whole theme of Lovecraft, right? And a lot of in the Shadow over Innsmouth, the freaking people that come out of the water, the what do they call them? Damn. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about, where they crawl out of the water. And one of the things was they would offer up offerings to these things, right?
Yes.
So again, I'm just thinking outside the box. I'm not trying to be mean, all right? I know people are probably gonna cook me in the comments, but you and I, we look at symbolism and we see things, right? We see things a little bit differently because we're constantly looking at symbolism, and that's what just popped out. Because what are the chances that the guy, you said that the main guy in the movie really got abducted, right? Mm-hmm. And then that it's her biological son? Like what's the, again, I mean, I could say the same thing about Nick Cage and Weston. Like they're both actors. But is there something more to it, bro? You know what I'm saying? I'm not insinuating anything against anyone, but I'm just saying, like, to keep it within the family lines in some sort of way. But this topic that we're talking about now, it's interesting. I'm Just trying to draw.
It's interesting. His name is it Orsic or Orsric? But it was like a woman that the Nazis had, Maria Orsic or something like that. That did these channelings. But the point I was making, it's stranger than what you think, because everything is waveforms. And when we're talking metaphysics, we're talking about the interactions of waveforms on subatomic level to third dimensional, fourth dimensional, up levels. And when you said that the people came out of the sea, or these monsters came out of the sea.
I found it. Here you go. Even better, bro. We're talking about bloodlines and all that stuff, right? Ready? Sorry to cut you off, Ani, but here we go. Here we go. Were the Merovingians descendants from a monster? Meet the Quinotaur. So half man, half blood. Never mind, Quinotaur. Anyways, but in this line of thought, in early Frankish history, there was a beast of Neptune, which was said to look like a creature called a Quinotaur. The mysterious mythical being only appeared in one text, but he was said to have fathered a line of kings whose descendants still survive today, and they even made an appearance in the Da Vinci Code. So that the same line of thinking of what we were just talking about, these bloodlines, not from look at that. I mean, it's like a freaking, who's this guy? But aforementioned, the mysterious monster, beast of Neptune, is a Quinotaur Quinotaur sea monster.
Yeah,
bro, dog, and this would make sense why all these elites, why they all have submarine licenses, right?
Yeah,
right here. Here we go. Look at, bro.
I did a whole video on how Ghislaine Maxwell, she owns a company called Terramac. That's all about the submarine.
Terramar.
She owns a submarine. Terramar, my bad. It's like submarine. She had these submarine connections through her father, who worked for the Mossad, the CIA intelligence of Israel. And Joe Biden's brother, James Biden, he owns Water Island right next to Epstein Island, and it used to be a submarine base. Yeah, it was in the Biden Trust. It's called Water Island. We're speaking about water, and the name of the island is called Water Island. So, but you're right. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I knew this is what I was thinking about, the Merovingian line, because I was reading we know about TT, and I was reading some of her work, and she talks about the Merovingians, and we're talking about hidden hyperspace places, right, in other realms, other realities, and how they're either trying to physically go there and manifest themselves there, or they're trying to project their consciousness there. And what if, Ani, this is the missing link, where you quite literally can't go there unless you're in some way different, quite literally genetically. Like you have something. And if you look at a lot of these, and I've seen this on Twitter and social media, I'm not trying to be mean, but people have been not complaining, but pointing out these similarities in all these women in Hollywood coming out with like the really spaced out eyes, where they all kind of look similar in a weird sort of way. We know that these family bloodlines, look at the Habsburgs, right? To bring in John Dee and Prague and all these guys that were talking to the Ophanim, right? These, how you're talking about these celestial galactic beings that, man, I'm just like everything.
No, because there's a genetic, you're talking about genetic access code. There's a woman on Instagram, I want you guys to follow. I think her name is like Claire Nakshatra, like Nakshatra Vedic astrology, and she does videos of those women with the eyes or specific cheekbones.
Yeah.
She goes through all the Hollywood women, and she shows like a deity compared to Vedic astrology to the constellations of why do they have this type of face? Like, how do we get our genetic imprints? Is all related to the star fields of the way that we look. I'm talking about in how your face, your cheekbones, your lips, all of this is all astrological, you know? And there's a genetic access code. I speak about the first Zarcotes, or the first men that ate meat, the Zarcotes. There's a book on them called Zarcotes, the Alien Wombs, because they're women. They said their women used to get pregnant with aliens and stuff. You can look up the book. Donut found the book. Well, I gave Donut the book and he put it up. He was like, where do I find
What's the name of it?
It's like, just type in ZAR Colts Alien Womb.
ZAR Colts Alien womb. Now we're getting into moon children, right?
Yeah.
Homunculus, maybe. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Which,
you're right there.
I gotta weave on this entire thing that we're on right now because the Merovingian dynasty was the ruling family of the Franks from around the middle of the 5th century until 751. They first appear as the kings of the Franks in the Roman army of North Gaul. So we're on the topic of movies, all right? And I just seen this because I'm a big Alien fan, okay? And they just dropped the trailer for Alien Romulus.
Oh, let me tell you what that's about. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, Romulus, right? The founder of Rome that was born from what? Huh? Like a she-wolf or something or other? I mean,
she-wolf. That's been my research. I've been talking about it, bro. I've been talking about how the Harbaugh brothers and Joe Biden and his brother. Joe Biden's real name is Joseph. His brother name is James.
And check this date. 8/16/24. 8 plus 8 is 16. 8 plus 16 is 24. So they got this gematria going on here too, bro. 8/16/24.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I didn't know this trailer came out.
It dropped today, I think.
Oh, it came out today.
That's why I told you, bro. We're cooking, dog. We're cooking right now. We're cooking with gas, dude. We're going. People are like, let him talk. We're cooking.
Have you seen Prometheus? Did you see Prometheus before?
One of my favorite movies, bro.
Oh my God, yo, I'm into that too, though, bro. I like breaking down like the mythology of the xenomorphs. Did the engineers create them, or did the xenomorphs create the engineers?
Bro,
it's crazy. Bro.
It's wild. It's wild.
But the story about Romulus and Remus, two brothers, right? This is gonna blow your mind. The brothers are battling over the new world, this new kingdom they're gonna control. Whoever controls or whoever wins this little bet they have, the kingdom has to be named after their name. So obviously we know Romulus won because his name Rome. That's the name of the new world kingdom. So he's battling with his brother, and guess what? The reason why Romulus decides to kill his twin brother is because he built a wall around his little new country called Rome. And his brother Remus kept jumping over the wall. Doesn't that sound like the whole Trump Biden little war over the wall? You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Alien invasion, bro. I don't know.
Illegal aliens, you know? This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. But I did a lot of research with the wolf as well, because in the college championship, the football championship, it was the Huskies, a wolf genus type of dog or whatnot, going against the Wolverines. Wolverines of all, and the Wolverines won, of course. But also, there's a story. Pull up this story real quick. Kamala and Amala is another wolf story. And it's interesting. Yeah, Kamala, like Kamala Harris, and Amala, and you probably don't know who Amala is. But
feral children?
Yes, these two girls. So you got two boys that was raised by wolves. And you also pull up the show Raised by Wolves after that. It's a crazy show.
Let me read this. A feral child is a human child who has lived away from human contact from a very young age and has little or no experience of human care, loving or social behavior, and crucially, human language. Feral children are confirmed by humans, often parents raised by animals or isolated in the wild. Probably the best known story of feral children is that of two girls, Amala and Kamala. That's like Kamala Harris, right? Who were raised by a she-wolf. What? Bro, I never heard about this, dude. And you said, bro, that's her?
There's a series called Raised by Wolves. It's an alien series about this AI that goes to a future planet and it has to raise these children, this AI robot of a woman who got these occult abilities. It's crazy. Yeah. That's her right here. Yeah, and it's the whole Genesis story. They're robots, and yeah, that's the guy of the Mithra cult. This stuff gets crazy, bro. Like, you got to watch this show. If y'all haven't watched it, you have to watch. It's one of the top. I heard it's the top sci-fi TV series of all time. I've seen that in a lot of different, little articles. But
there's that eclipse right there, raised by wolves.
There you go. But the interesting thing, who is Amala? If we have Kamala, the real name of Doja Cat is Amala. And she came out with the song Paint the Town Red, and we had 2 red teams in the Super Bowl.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, the red alchemical marriage and alchemy. That's what that was all about.
The Rubito, yeah. Bro, what do you... So, all right. Golly, man. We're 42 minutes in, I feel like we've been to the moon and back. So
we haven't been nowhere, man.
We haven't even talked about anything. I mean, we just been spitballing. So,
man, that movie, I gotta go check out that trailer.
All right. Which one? The alien one, right?
Right, yeah. You got me excited with that.
Yeah, no, and let me read the alien, the movie description, because it's where we're talking about bloodlines and all this crazy stuff. So, Alien Romulus, or Rumulus, however you say, is an upcoming American science fiction horror film and the 7th installment of the Alien franchise, a standalone interquel set between the events of Aliens 1979 and Aliens 1986, and it says the story sees a group of young people on a distant world who find themselves in a confrontation with the most terrifying life form in the universe, bro. So again, it's gonna be, and it was interesting, that spider movie. And if you know that the face huggers are like little spiders, right? They start off as like little spiders. It's interesting that in that movie, Spaceman, the way that they describe, so Spaceman, Adam Sandler, the way that they describe the movie is half a year into a solo mission on the edge of a solar system, an astronaut concerned is helped by an ancient creature he discovers in the bowels of his ship. So ancient creature. And right there, that's like, how long has this thing even been around? Right? Like, it's like ancient creature, plus it's like giving him wisdom in some sort of weird way. They're hermetically sealed, but it was still in there with him. Like, what?
It was psycho-spiritual, because I don't even know if it even existed. Was it a subconscious manifesting?
That's what I was wondering too, bro. That's what I think I said that on the show. I was like, was it a hallucination the entire time? Because we see these movies over and right, these typical movies over and over again, where like Fight Club, like that's one of my favorites, where it's like it always catches you off guard at the end. It's like it wasn't even him; it was projections of himself the entire movie, right? So, I was wondering the same thing as you, bro. Was it real? Was it not? But the fact that it took him to the Alpha and the Omega, is that maybe perhaps what the Higgs boson is, Ani? Like the particle that is representative of, right? Isn't the Aleph, isn't that a story by George Luis Borges where it's like, it's the beginning and ending and all of knowledge and all of the universe and all of reality in one little pin drop, one little point. And maybe that's why they go to so many extents here at CERN and all these different places, because that's what that represents. They tell us it's one thing, but we know that's the exoteric. We got to think above and beyond. And we're talking about people who run the world. Let's be honest, they run the world, right? They're in power. They got power. So what if that's what the Higgs boson represents? The beginning, the end of all of knowledge, everything in one little drop.
It's a subatomic. So it's very subatomic. It's like the bosonic streams in physics. It's like the smallest atomic structures that we can't even see. And they talk about how many dimensions, like 20, 22, 23 dimensions.
Oof.
Explaining that, yeah.
In Borges' story, the Aleph is a point in space that contains all other points. Mm-hmm. Anyone who gazes into it can see everything in the universe from every angle simultaneously without distortion, overlapping, or confusion. Bro.
Oh, I got you. Pull up Madam Web. We're talking spiders. Pull up Madam Web. She's like this. She's like, okay, the movie. She's with Peter Parker's Uncle Ben when he's young.
This one?
It just came out. The movie just came out. It just came out a couple of weeks ago, called Madam Web. And she has this ability because she was bit by this spider in Peru, this magic or this occult spider. I don't know, this crazy spider. She can go to the future, bro. She can go all the way to the future, and she can change the future. She can change the past, and she can change the future because she connects to the webs, the destiny threads of the universe, which are these webs that she can shoot. She can shoot it out her heart and change your damn future and shit.
Whoa. So I also talked about how in every different spider verse, the spider that bites that particular Spider-Man gives him a different power. Every different universe has its different spider. So yeah, that's why all the Spider-Man all have their own thing, and they quite literally rule the universe. I mean, they're overwatchers of the multiverse. I mean, they're the ones that watch over it, right? They're the ones that are going in and helping stop things, essentially. And if you think about it, it's almost like a secret society because only a certain few were select. That's why they left that one kid out. They're like, yo, don't tell him about our group over here. And they're like, you guys didn't invite me? Like, he was all pissed off about that. But it's like, because they're initiated and they all have their own thing within that other realm. But I know about this.
The multiverse. Mm-hmm. They're in the multiverse, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're in other multi-dimensions. And you remember Doja Cat had the spider on her Scarlet album. And the interesting thing is that in Kenneth Grant's book, he speaks about Nancy or Anansi. One of the original spider gods is an African god called Nancy. He's the god of stories. And remember at the end of Loki, I don't know if you've seen Loki, but he has these webs at the end, and Loki becomes the god of stories at the end of the series, the last episode. He becomes the god of all the entire multiverse. So the next Avenger movies, Loki is going to be directly connected. He became a good guy. Finally.
This one here?
Yeah, there you go. He sits with all these threads coming out.
Whoa.
Yeah. And he controls the multiverse now. He sits on a throne. He can't move no more. He sacrifices him being mortal.
Like the Raven in the Game of Thrones. Right? He kind of did something sort of the same where he sat like in the tree or something, was it? I don't remember, but I mean, it was something like that where he sacrifices something to be the Raven. I think it was his eyesight or something where it's like, it's almost like a Faustian pact. What are you willing to give up in order to be this overseer of reality in some sort of way?
Exactly. So it's always a sacrifice. It's always a sacrifice. So he has to sacrifice that. Now he becomes the god he becomes god of stories. But Anansi, the original god in mythology, is a trickster deity who acquires the later form of Jehuti. So Anansi is a later form of Jehuti, which is Thoth. You heard of Thoth before, the book of Thoth and the emerald tablets. And Thoth is the god of magic and wisdom. The gods of magic. So maybe all of these, compared to the Spider-Verse, the different Spider-Man that got all these powers.
Is it this one?
Yeah, that's is Jehuti. No.
Egyptian king.
It's an eye. It's Jehuti is Thoth with an eye. You can just type in
Thoth with an eye. Thoth. Like
no. It's no, it's not that. It's Jehuti is spelled with an I, not a Y at the end. But you can type in Thoth; they'll show you the original name. No, you spelled it the right way the first time. It was like DHEJU something. They'll show it in there. Yeah, they'll have the name in there. But Thoth original, yeah, you see it right there? You see it no above in the italic or whatever it is. It says Jehuti, the name of the Egyptians, Jehuti, the Y. Yeah. So it's also a god. It's not just, a king or a place. It's the god Thoth. This is original Kemetic name. Thoth is his Greek name. It later becomes Hermes. So he's yeah. Hermes and Jehuti, same person. They're the same person. The ibis bird. And look, he's the god of writing, science, magic, art, and judgment. And he represents the higher consciousness of man. He represents the magical consciousness of man. And Kenneth Grant was speaking about these connections to Thoth. All of the magicians talk about Thoth, because Thoth is one of the only deities in Egypt that predates all the way to Atlantis. In the Emerald Tablets, they speak about Thoth all the way in Atlantis, along with Bes and Set and these other ones. So, it's crazy. And I think you're right. There's magical lineages, going on. Did you see the movie Devil Conspiracy? This is a crazy one, bro.
Devil Conspiracy, the movie.
The movie came out at the end of last year. It's called The Devil Conspiracy. The Devil Conspiracy. And it is about the angel Michael locking Lucifer down in this realm. And then these scientists in the Vatican, there's these scientists working in the Vatican, and they're trying to turn the Shroud of Turin, the shroud they said Jesus was printed on. They're trying to take the DNA from the Shroud of Turin and generate a clone of Jesus so Lucifer can inhabit the body of it.
What?
But look, before you get to that, they were showing how they were taking the greatest philosophers of all time. Bro, they were naming some of your guys, bro. They're naming these Greek philosophers, and they cloned them and made them into children in 2023. Like there's one of the kids right there. He was made from the DNA of one of the greatest violin musicians of all time. I got the name of him. And they were selling the kids in front of this audience, this billionaire audience. They were going up. It was like they were doing auctions, 20 million, 25 million, 30 million, selling these kids.
They're doing this in real life, bro.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
They're doing this 100%.
So I'm trying to tell you,
bro. What? Yeah, you got a lot of time to be watching all these movies, dog.
Actually, I hadn't even been watching a lot of movies, bro. I kind of slacked off.
I've been I'll be typing at work while looking at my tablet, watching a movie all at the same time while reading something on another screen. I'm trying to multitask to be able to cram in all this stuff that I've been doing.
Yeah, I've been slacking, bro. Honestly, I used to watch at least 5 movies a month. But
here, let's make it all right. Where do we even go back to, bro? So we got. I feel like Donut with so many, shout out to Donut with all these freaking tabs at the top there. But all right, so we got Cetus, we got the Cetus ritual, right? Maybe perhaps it's got something to do with how you're saying there's a new void we were talking about the void. Can we talk about that? And then maybe is that what maybe the eclipse, how you said, isn't an eclipse, and maybe something's going to open up figuratively or maybe literally or metaphysically. Like who really knows? I mean, anymore. But can you talk about this void or whatever it was that you had? What was it you said in the text? You said, all right, my next topic, the Boetes. Is it Boetes or Bootsy?
Yeah. Boetes.
And the Cetus constellation called the whale, and it's connected to the story of Jonah biblically. So we talked about that movie Jonah, which I'll probably check it out. And then I wanted to show you this. Yeah, here we go. Now let's get back on track, bro. So the ancient Florida mountain sites mark stars of Cetus, and here this star map, and it lines up with. And if you look at Florida, it's like a little fish, It
does. It does look like a fish.
So the people in Florida were in the know. They were in the know about this. the whole constellations
Shit.
and everything.
And I'm a Pisces, so it's like crazy.
And the Pisces is the portal, isn't it?
It is. It's the final zodiac. But the 12th zodiac. So the connection I made to Superboy, Boetes is all polar symbolism. Shout out to Mario Symbolic Studies. It's all polar symbolism because the Caucasus area is like the darkest region from what we can see from a human perspective. The darkest region has the seven sisters of Pleiades. In the middle has Sirius star, which is representative of the third pillar in Freemasonry. The third pillar is the Sirius star, or the interplanetary logos consciousness. The Godhead is through the Sirius star. Even in the when they show the UFO, the tractor beam, the tractor beam represents the pole star, is symbolic to the Godhead, which is the UFO ship, which in Hebraic text, they always speak about these type of ships called the Yahida, that everyone has their own sort of like ship, or it's not really it's like a vessel, a astral vessel that we have that our soul connects to. So there's this thing out there, there's Boetes constellation, and it's centered around this new supervoid that they discovered over the past 10 years. So it's this, they call it the cold spot. And the whole ritual with Israel was over this concert called Supernova Parallel. And the concert was done by a group called Universe Parallel. And they're saying that this cold spot is basically a parallel universe that has opened, in this dimension. And now they're calling that region where the cold spot is by Boetes, Cetus, Lyran, and the Draco. It's like Draco, Cetus, Lyran, and it's I can't remember the other one, but they're calling it the Babylonian whore of Revelations. What's called the Lady of Revelations, basically.
The Scarlet Woman?
The Scarlet Woman. That's what they're calling the cold region now. Yeah, they gave it a biblical name. Yeah. You can get this research. You can look into what is his name? Christopher, the Secret Sun Institute. Sun Institute. Never heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, he's deep, bro. I got his books. Forgot his name, man. But shout out to him, Secret Sun Institute, and he gives the breakdown of how these constellations is the reason why we go into these wars. It's the reason why certain rituals have to go down. You always hear these names and these characters connected to a certain time frame, which deals with the star fields and the ley lines below. Because just like you have these star fields above, we have a system of spirituality within us, the Kundalini. The planet has a Kundalini. There's these vortices, these opening of portals that they build certain towns, like the township in different cities always have this pole symbolism. There's always a pole near the township, which is giving reverence to the pole region that these constellations surround. So all of the constellations surround this center pole region where the seven sisters of the Pleiades in the Sirius star is. And developing right next to this is this big open cold spot or super void. And they did a lot of rituals with this Israel war pertaining to the void that opened up in space. So now everything is being reverenced to the year of the dragon this year. And in the Bible, the woman of Babylon rides the dragon. The whore of Babylon rides on the dragon, you remember? And she gives birth to the Antichrist. It's all bibliomancy is connected. So, and it also Cetus is called the dragonfish. Inadvertently, I don't know. But it's a lot of reference to it. Mm-hmm.
Do you think that, because you're talking about pretty much astral theology in some sort of way, right? Because
yes.
I for one, and I don't think it's I'm not saying it's not a possibility, but it's not as interesting when people break something down as simple like, oh, it's because of this. It's because right it was a grand plasma event, and that's what it looked like, and that's why we have that sign. I'm not saying it can't be that. And the plasma universe is one of my favorite theories. All right,
Me too.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think it's something about that, and plasma entities, which we'll get into here soon. And while you're talking here, I'm gonna look for a book that actually, let me see if I have a copy of it somewhere. But it's called I think you have it, the Ophanic language.
Yes. Yo, that was crazy.
The Ophanic language, which it's about, here you go. So let me pull it up here.
Yeah, pull that up.
Pull a picture. Anyway,
I need to go back into that. Thank you for reminding
so
me.
this one, the Ophanic Revelation, which is Vincent Bridges, and he even talked about, right, so we have these stories where like, oh, the plasma event, that's why we have that sign, which I'm not saying that's wrong, but he talked about these Ophanim, which were, again, angels, and he describes them as plasma-based entities. And there is this one lecture that he's doing in Prague where, let's get into this here. So, all right, how do I break this down? It's just my mind's going a million miles an hour right now. So we have these entities, right? And I think this is what was going on with Edward Kelly and John Dee, because they were being presented this information. And let me pull up here, because it's all what made me think of it was this. When you're talking about the super void, I Googled super void, and it came up with this picture here, right, of this void, and it's making me think of, so, Enochian Handbook, Vincent Bridges.
Yes, it's connected because John Dee and Edward Kelly, they were striding through these crystals.
Yes.
Crystals store photons, and there's a Atlantean theory of an ontological presence of DNA, plasmas, photons is a quantum entanglement and memory of communication to specific information over vast distances out in space. So plasmas are entanglement machines, basically.
So
That's what they are.
I love Vincent Bridges. Now, it's very advanced stuff, and it's kind of complicated, but essentially he breaks everything down when it comes to Enochian as that these entities were showing John Dee and Edward Kelly how to piece together this hypercube, right?
Yeah.
That they were then able to, the language was to activate. The language is not only in your DNA, and it's activated through your DNA, what you were saying earlier about this genetic memory in some sort of weird way. And that's the whole thing with, I was playing Assassin's Creed the other night. Bro, that's like the whole thing where like, oh, we're going to tap into your genetic memory and project you to that point in time, and you're going to be your ancestor. Bro, what? Like,
Yeah.
So,
that's
and
some real stuff.
And this Ophanic Revelation, there's another book too. I got it here too, where he's talking about how the Enochian language, that it is a real language, by the way. It's not it's a real language. You can translate and everything. Like, it's been analyzed by linguists and all that. And he's talking about how it's in our DNA encoded, and these entities are able to extract this thing. And there are points in time where the angels were like, yo, you got to make sure that you memorize the alphabet next time we come back. And then he hadn't memorized Edward Kelly. So he says that out of nowhere, he's like clenching his head on the ground. He's like, my head is on fire. And he feels like he's being squeezed. And what happened was that the angel squeezed him. And when he let him go, Edward Kelly already knew the entire alphabet. So it's like they could manipulate his DNA in some sort of way to activate this language within it. Okay, and this book is about that entire thing. So angelic science and end of time, and the Liber Loga, which were the keys that were given to Dee and Kelly by the angel Nalvaj, and that's where you get the round tablet of Nalvaj. This is April 10th, so 410. Again, that date. He came to him looking like an Elizabethan sun king, holding a golden rod and standing on a crystal etched with his round table. And the keys were given to them, right? This entire system of the aethers, which they never got to use, as far as we know, right? Because we don't have those records. We lost a lot of records. They were given this entire system. Now,
they were stolen.
Well, yeah, and so he was given to by Navage. And what was interesting about it was that this Liber Loga is called, it transfers to the speech of, translates to the speech of God, right? And it's supposedly the original Book of Enoch, of like the true Enochian language, the language that God used to create the universe itself. Like that was like the original thing. And this is what they were being given. Now Vaj was like, yo, I'm going to tell you guys these, and it's right here. I'm going to tell you guys this language, right? These things, but here it is right here. This is Navage. Also in receiving of the calls, this is to be noted that they are to be uttered of me backward and of you in practice forward. And this is little triangles, John D. These are directly from A True Relation of Dr. John Dee's Actions by Merrick Casaubon. This is the guy that found the stuff in the bottom false drawer of this cabinet, bro. After the maid had apparently burned all the other ones. That sounds like the Nag Hammadi and the Dead Sea Scrolls. Like somebody always finds it. They need kindle for their fire. And they're just like, I'm just burning these old texts. Are you? Bro. Are you? Right. So this is from that. And Merrick Casaubon actually ended up publishing this to discredit John Dee as like this, which, typical occultist, necromancer. And he ended up putting all the stuff, and that's what I got back here. This is in physical form with all the tablets and everything, 3 huge tomes of all these conversations. Now, D goes, I understand it for the efficiency of them, else all things called would appear. He's talking about the apocalypse. If the angel would have given it to them forward, okay, reading it, he would have brought forth the apocalypse. Okay. From how powerful this text was. And so Hinder are proceeding and learning, and this is just them going back and forth, and it was a painstaking process. Now, here's another one where he's talking to them here. It is mythical call, which follow in the practice for the moving of the second table, the kings, the ministers, government. So they were also being revealed how to quite literally manipulate governments and different parts of the world, bro, by using these magic tablets. Again, wild stuff. So delivered by the Spirit to render obedience and faithful society, wherein they will open the mysteries of their creation as far as shall be necessary, and give you understanding of many thousand secrets wherein you are yet but children. For every table hath it his key, every key opened his gate, and every gate being opened giveth knowledge of himself, of entrance, and of the mysteries of those things whereof he is an enclosure. Wherein the palaces you shall find things that are power as well to speak as to do, for every palace is above his city, and every city above his entrance. What does that sound like to you, bro? Every palace is above his city, and every city is above his entrance. That sounds like we were talking about these hidden hyperspace palaces. Let's call them palaces in case anyone's watching. You know what I'm saying? So and this is this entity Nalvaj that gave to them this essentially. Once they put everything together, all these tablets, they start to form this hypercube of some sort. And then every different point of that hypercube is a different, again, it gets very convoluted, but they're talking about angelic science. And this is Vincent Bridges. I really wish I would have got to talk to him about all this stuff, but this is what he claims to have used, by the way, and experienced the Ophanim, these entities. And again, I mean, it's one of my favorite subjects, but Vincent Bridges took it above and beyond. So the John D and Edward Kelly stuff is really fascinating, and it's really complicated, but this dude took it above and beyond. And now while you're talking, I'm going to look for something that's going to tie all this in together, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is real. And the plasma or the sciences of our DNA having angelic type of resonances to what's above us, because these star fields are intelligences of that whole angelic abode. And there's classes of the angelic abode that different people were able to make contact with. So the old Fanic, classes of it, they were called the Wills. If you look into it, the Ophian, the Gnostics called them the Ophians. And you have the Ophanic, they were called the Wills, because in these planes, when they communicated with them, they took on the shape of these burning spears or whatnot, from what I read. And it's like a transmittance of information, just like you said that there was a contraction with him, and all of a sudden he knew the entire Enochian alphabet. I think there is a way for them to pass, these entities to pass information to us that would take us literally our lifetime in one instance.
So I got this here. I've talked about this before. It's one of my favorite parts of the John D. Enochian. Bro, I don't know why they haven't made a freaking movie about these dudes, bro. Like,
it's coming, trust me.
Bro, I honestly, if I had the money, bro, starring Nick Cage as John D.
That would be the perfect candidate.
And you know what's the craziest part? That I could actually inquire about that. Like, I could actually, like, I probably know the people, right? If only we knew somebody who knew Nick Cage, right? Like, I could probably inquire about, like, yo, how much would it be to have Nick Cage be John D? Like,
man,
bro,
that would be something. That would be something right there. I wonder who's going to play Queen Elizabeth.
That'd be wild, right? That'd be wild. So here we have this now Vaj guy again. And so this is Friday, April something. April is, right?
Yeah.
And they're having all these crazy visions, and they're being taken to this other spot, and they are shown God. Okay. They are shown God, but God isn't the regular God that we all know and love, Sky Daddy sitting on a throne. No, God is a whale with many eyes. The prophet took them up, for they were become as dead. Okay. Mind you, and think about all these stories that this lines up with, right? All the stories that this lines up with now. They were very religious. There's thousands of, well, not thousands, but numerous theories as to John D and Edward Kelly, and, Edward Kelly was a charlatan, and they were all, making all this up. But, bro, there's so many records of this. But anyways, the prophet took them up, for they were become as dead. And suddenly the firmament and the waters were joined together, and the whale came like unto a legion of storms, or as the bottomless cave of the north. Talk about the North Pole, portals, and all these different things. When it is opened, and she was full of eyes of every side. The prophet said, "Stand still," but they trembled. The waters sank and fell suddenly away, for that the whale lay upon the hill, roaring like a cave of lions. And the prophet took them by the hands and led them to the whale's mouth, saying, "Go in." But they trembled vehemently. He said unto them the second time, "Go in." And they...
Dirt not,
bruh. Dirt not. Bro, what? Dirt not, bro. There's no way. What is that? That's a DURT. ST Durst, not bro. Why'd you have to kill the moment, Ani? Well, we're getting to the juice.
Bro.
Durst,
Go ahead,
bro. Hold on, you killed the moment. Durst, no, that's not even a word. Dirt
not. Yeah, I don't know.
Dirt,
they're dirt not. They're dirt not.
Whatever. Who cares? That word. If anyone knows what that means, and he swear unto them, and they entered in. So he's like, "Yo, get in, bitch!" Right? So, and they entered in, and he lifted up his voice and cried mightily, "Come away!" And lo, they floated before him, richer than an emperor's throne. For unto him that was naked were clothes given unto him that was a child, and a man were 12 gates opened. So, bro, they're going to this whale, and reality is unfolding before them. The gates have been opened, right? When they go into this whale, and but dude, like, were they on substances when they were experiencing this? Because this is really psychedelic, bro. Really think about it. But I mean, there's something about prayer, Ani, whether you're Christian or not, meditation, let's call it that. And these dudes were entering deep states of meditation hours upon end. I mean, that's what he needed to do to be able to scry. Okay. So 12 gates open, and the prophet cried mightily and said, "This whale cannot die," and lifted his voice again and said, "Within this whale are many chambers and secrets, dwelling places, which I will divide betwixt you on the right side, unto which was a child." And now, see here, and now, go next page. Did I skip a page, bro? Oh, here we go. And now, you see, this is original stuff, right? We're reading directly from the source, dog. Like, this is
some good stuff, bro.
Right here. So, and now a man, there are 12 open, but unto thee that hath provided strange garments for thyself. Magical underwear, maybe, perhaps, I don't know. And not such as men used to wear. I will give thee head, heart, and left side. Whole places are 46. You shall enter and be possessed this day together. We're talking about like the divine androgen coming together, right? The opposite. So be possessed this day together. And behold, the sun shall return again 21 times and in 1 year, but not all at one time. You shall depart hence into a dwelling that shall be all one, where there is no end, the place of comfort and unspeakable glory. I have said. And then this is John D writing back. But think about that. This almost sounds like the one, like the beginning and the end, the one place in time. It sounds like the movie Spaceman, like when he gets to that one spot, the Alpha and the Omega. So John D replies, "As you have delivered us a parable, enigma, or prophecies, for I beseech you for the setting forth of God, his honor and glory, to expound what is meant by the whale, the naked man, and the child. Navaj the prophet in his name. The naked man is D. The child is Kelly. The prince is the devil. The hill is the world. The waters are the bosom of God. The 4 beasts are the 4 elements. The 12 trees are the 12 parts of the heavens. The whale is the spirit of God. The chambers are the degrees of wisdom. The thunders and the winds are the ends of God, his will and judgment." So, bro.
So I always say, man, this stuff gets me excited, bro. Like the esoterics, he even breaks down like the esotericism here. Like, it's crazy, and even with, when he speaks about the elements, I was just reading some theosophical texts that reference the well. And the whole Blavatsky thing. It was, and the elementals, but it goes more in the Hindu direction. They don't call them angels, they call them devas. The angels and devas, they're the same thing. Angels are devas in whatever Sanskrit language that is. But whoa. So the spirit of God is the well.
And also and depending on which translation you read, the first animal that the first thing that was created here, let me find it. Golly. Anyways, I try to click this one. And God created the great whales and every living, moving creature which the waters brought forth according to their kind. This is Genesis 1:21. So the King James version, and God created great whales and every King James, our boy King James, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw it was good. So Genesis, bro. God created the whales first. And then here we have this entire thing, which again, this is just one little piece, dog. I mean, I've spent hours and hours and hours, and every time I go back, look at this. This is all their mystical. I've spent hours, bro, reading, and every time I pick one random spot, it's like something wild. I'm like, what? Nobody's made, bro.
That's how I am too, bro.
I'm going to reach out. I'm going to make this happen. John D. Edward Kelly, starring Nicolas Cage. And we'll find out who Edward Kelly can be. All right.
Right.
But
find a co-star.
Bro, that's going to be dope.
Yeah, man. Put that strip together, bro. Put that strip together, bro. Like, for real. That'll be crazy.
Because they made a movie of the I think it was the Abramelin ritual. They made a movie about that. The Abramelin, Abramelin ritual movie.
Studying that now. The Abramelin, the sage.
Right here.
Abramelin. Oh, yeah. I do remember that movie.
I haven't seen it. I didn't see it. But they told me about it. The ritual performed in the movie is the Abramelin operation, a occult rite attempted by Gnostics such as Aleister Crowley. So, again,
but that's in Colors Out of Space. That's what she was doing an Abramelin ritual in the beginning of the movie.
Was she? I gotta rewatch that.
Yeah. By the late, the first scene in the movie, as soon as the movie coming on, she's doing an Abramelin ritual.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yes.
She says it. She said, I got it from Crowley. And she had the Necronomicon book.
With the angel names, because the angel names are what activate the Sophanic language. So these translation, they were slowly dictated, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have the screenshot, but check this out. So within the 49 pages of the Liber Loga, Nalvaj explained, were contained the mystical and holy voices of the angels. These tables were to be written by Galva, and this is another entity. Within these tables would be numbered the entire world and all its creatures to be delivered in 5 spans of this time. This would be the true Kabbalah of nature, or real Kabbalah, spoken of by name by Nalvaj, which D had long hypothesized. Because John D was asking him about a book that he had if it was legitimate. But it obviously wasn't. So again, bro, this is wild. And when you mentioned the whale stuff, I was like, man, I got something for you, bro. And
that was great, bro.
One of my favorite parts of the John D, where it ties into with the whale. And if you think about the whale and the story of Jonah, right? It's an alchemical vessel. And what I was told, shout out to Joel Thomas from Free the Rabbit podcast, he told me that there's descriptions of the fish, and it was actually transparent, and it wasn't a fish. It was a creature specifically made for Jonah, right? In that whole story. And I'd have to get the whole breakdown from him, but he's told me about it before, and it's like, it's alchemical. Look at the whole Pinocchio story. In one of the movies, he's in the whale, right? He got swallowed up by a whale in one of the original movies. I remember Pinocchio movie.
I don't know if it's comparative, but I think over there they got the wailing wall, maybe the wailing or the what is that? The wailing wall over there. Is that in Israel? I don't know what they got, but maybe it is comparative to something esoteric, because I look at the whale and the swallowing of Jonah stayed up in there for what, a week or something? Me personally,
3 days.
It's 3 days. Well, personally, I think it's esoteric. Maybe to me, it's about
3 days, 3 nights.
It's the swallowing of the spiritual world becoming physical. Is that esoteric to that? or is it comparative to Jesus going 3 nights, 3 days, and his resurrection? You know.
Well, and let's not forget too, we're missing one very important movie that was all about what, and we're talking about James Cameron inventing quote, oh, what the heck? Hold on. Whoopsies. Here we go. Now I was like looking at something completely. So we're missing a very important movie. You have James Cameron, and what happens with the whales? The whales are, which they just communicated with, they just came up with AI that was able to decipher whale, and I think they were able to communicate with whales too. I'm not sure about that, but the whales in this movie had an entire religion, and they were being hunted for this anti-aging substance that was extracted from their brains, which is, it was the most valuable substance on Earth in the movie. And they were, again, it's very, sounds like that stuff that rhymes with Google Chrome that they use, right? And that
yeah.
And essentially this stuff that they were extracting from these whales, here's the scene where they're hunting. Have you seen this movie?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. So the obviously they're hunting.
It was great. Thinking of that, I didn't even think about the whales up in there.
We had the whale with this guy. What was that movie about? Because I grew up watching Monkey Bone.
Oh, the guy that was in
Monkey Bone. The Mummy, yeah.
Yeah, he was the guy in the Mummy. What is his name again? I forget his name.
This is by A24 too, bro.
Brendan Fraser. And it goes back to Elizabeth Fraser too. I'll have to break that down, the whole cyber information constellations. But wasn't this movie about him being so fat that he had to lose some weight or something like that?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be something that's so terrible. It probably is, bro. But
it is. I just saw Thomas in it. It was something about Thomas, and Thomas means twin. Was it Moby Dick?
Yeah.
Oh, he saw a bright look at the last line.
Moby Dick, bro.
Right, but look at that last line. Look at that last sentence. He said, Charlie begins to float, and he's engulfed by a bright white light.
I haven't seen it. So, again, I just know it was named Whale. And it's by A24, which A24 has done a lot of occult movies. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're talking about Hereditary, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, which was super bizarre. We have Midsummer, Ex Machina, a whole bunch of different movies. The Uncut Gems, right? We're talking about Adam Sandler and the whole thing. I mean, this movie was amazing. Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. Yeah, that was a good movie.
I really liked it. I mean, that was a really good movie. But I think A24 is in that realm of cursed movies that they're able to tap into the occult. But yeah, the whale symbolism in this movie really stood out to me. How whales have this entire mythology and religion, and they're able to live an entire life, right? And the fact that the substance was the elixir of life, essentially, is what it was. It was rejuvenating people, and it was the most expensive on Earth. So I don't know what to make of any of this, dude. Like I said,
Free Willy. Now we got to do Illuminati whales. Oh God,
we got to do that with Jonah, bro. Illuminati whales, Free Willy doing the one-eyed symbolism over here. Yikes, dude. Listen, bro. What else?
Speaking of that, you seen that Nickelodeon documentary come out?
I did see something about that. I haven't watched it, but yeah, I did see about that.
No, I can't watch that stuff. But
people are freaking out.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of symbolism with that, and I learned some crazy stuff. We'll have to probably talk about that off air. But the Dan Schneider dude, I don't know if he's with the JOOS. I'm not sure if he is. Maybe he
Marvel
is.
Guy.
No, Dan Schneider was like the guy over at Nickelodeon. Yeah, he was the guy that was pulling all the strings and everything.
I thought you were talking about Zack. Isn't it the Marvel? What's the
Zack Snyder? You talking about the Justice League guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Dan Schneider was the guy over Nickelodeon. and they figured out that the word Nickelodeon means I don't care about God. Did you see that?
I saw you post that, I think.
Yeah, and you remember when all of the kids, and I'm just talking about from the Free Willy thing. I don't know, was Free Willy on Nickelodeon? I think I saw that on Nickelodeon. I think it was a separate movie company, but these kids that play in these movies, like a lot of them, they were forced to do these roles. That's coming out in the documentary. They didn't want to do the roles. So it goes back to the devil conspiracy that most of these kids, I don't know if some of them are randomly selected or maybe just like in the show. Did you see The Boys yet? I said we've been in.
No, I haven't, bro.
Bro, you got to see The Boys, man. You have to see The Boys. And it was a spinoff to The Boys where they showed how these people get their powers. The government comes in and offers their parent a big check. They get this check, and basically, they get this lump sum of cash. Then their kids are injected with this chemical. And then the kid get these powers, and then they send them to this school.
The Boys is about that?
Yeah, The Boys, all of the super characters in there. But there's another spinoff that just came out called Generation V. I think Generation V is the spinoff. You got to watch The Boys first. The new season about to come out in a couple of months. And then watch Generation V. Gen V. I think it's called Gen V. And it's going to show the backstory to how the kids get their powers. And it makes me think of the same devil conspiracy that maybe there's some intelligent agencies of occult secret societies investing in DNA from specific people that can be paid. I don't know if they're in Hollywood.
Bro,
I don't know if there's. Mm-hmm.
That's what the NFL is all about. The Nephilim NFL, right? The Nephil, that whole thing. And I was talking about this whenever I went on the confessionals. Is the overtime episode. We got into that whole thing where some of these sports leagues, these people are different, right? And not different like they're bigger stature, they're more athletic, they're the perfect soldiers, maybe, right? Like the perfect specimen, if you will. Look at LeBron, bro. LeBron still looks good, bro. And how old is he now? Like
he got to be an alien or a clone or something, bro. He's like 40. He's like 40 years old, still dunking like he's
Look at
20.
Mike Tyson, the homunculus, bro.
Right. Yeah.
He looks like a freaking nature, dude. And mind you that Tyson fought a good amount of his career under hypnosis. Okay. So he's like straight up MK. Yeah, 100% MK. That's why he went off the rails when I think it was Constantine. I think is the name of his coach died. Right. So, bro, I'm just saying. His name was Constantine? Yeah, what his name was.
Please don't tell me that.
So hold on, I'll tell you right now what his name was. Mike Tyson trainer was something man. Constantine. So,
oh Lord.
Cuz de Amato, Constantine Cuz de Amato. His name was Constantine, bro. I'm just here to make connections, dude. I'm not here to say nothing.
His name is Michael, like the angel.
I'm just here to say stuff, Ani. I'm not here to do anything else, bro. Whatever you want to do with this information is up to you. It's up to you, bro. Okay, but mind you, the golems. The golems aren't that bright. And I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm not trying to be mean on this episode. I've said a lot of mean stuff on this episode. I'm not proud of it. But
that's hilarious.
Mike's not that bright. All right. That's just
no, he's not. No, he's not. He's not. We all thought something was, a couple screws was loose.
Looking a little bit like Ice Spice, if you get what I'm saying here in this picture, okay? I'm just, the whole conspiracy has been going around with Ice Spice and
yeah, oh my God, you're hilarious.
Bro. I love watching old Mike Tyson videos, right? In his prime, dog. It was just I love boxing.
Oh,
it's just
God. Oh.
But this dude was hypnotizing him before every fight.
We just did a video on hypnotism and the study of mesmerism on the Illuminati vampires. It's going to come out soon, and how it goes back to the Jesuits. Those Jesuit people. Even there's a picture of the original Constantine. He looks like the head of NASA. Like the head of NASA might be a clone of Constantine. Literally, I got a picture. If you line them up.
Was that whole movie you just showed me, bro? That they were doing what? They were taking the DNA and making the kids, bro.
Yeah, and we keep saying, they call them time travelers. They've been showing these pictures of people. You know, these celebrities look just like these people from the past. You know, Keanu Reeves looks like not Michelangelo, but there's like pictures of him looking like these famous artists from back then. Like he looks just like them, bro. And they're like, is he a time traveler? No.
Talk about this Bill Nelson guy.
Is it him? Yeah, he looks like
this is
not
Constantine
the Great. Yeah, it is him. You got to look at the AI created version of his face.
Really?
Yeah, I think I could pull it. I could send it to you. It's like an AI version of his face that been circulating the internet and everything. And people was like, "Yo, this dude looks just like the guy. He looks just like the head of NASA."
Which is what you were saying, bro. It's not too far away from the truth. Like the truth is stranger than fiction, quite literally. It's you know, they're doing I believe that they're doing these things behind the scenes. Like I had somebody today who commented on one of my videos, and they were like, if they were making the homunculus, then don't you think that we would already seen it by now, whatever like that? So all right, here, I'm gonna pull it up. I'm not throwing shade.
I just emailed that picture too, by the way. But yeah, people are always gonna talk, bro. They're always gonna talk, man.
So right here, I read all my comments too, by the way, bro. Good, bad. Goes, don't you think someone would have figured this out if it was actually possible? Any actual evidence of this thing being created? I go, sure, multiple stories, right? Stories, schmories, as well as boom, and I hit him with all the different links, and this one was in Israel. And think about it, because I just did a golem video, and Israel scientists create model human embryo without eggs or sperm. I mean, that's a golem, dog. Right. And I put here, it's happening modern day, and I believe it happened in the past as well. It's just not called alchemy anymore. It's called chemistry, science, quantum physics. You take your pick, right? And I hit him. I hit him with this stuff. These are real articles, bro. Synthetic human embryo created 9 months ago. I mean, this has been out. This is the Superman. This is the boys. This is all this other stuff. Ubermensch. Yes.
Yeah, the Ubermensch and all of that info. But yeah, bro, like I put up a whole series of pictures of Beyonce on these horses. She's released a new picture of these horses, and they got mad. Yeah, there it goes right there.
What?
Yeah, there it goes. That's like the AI generated version of what he looked like, really, what Constantine would have looked like. So, yeah, so they don't, when you put truth out there, bro, it's like to some of these people, they're so programmed. It's like something in them, like, I got to challenge him. I have to say something.
Their DNA.
Right, but they don't have no response. They don't have no information. They're bothered by it. You know, they're triggered. They're triggered by it. So they have to just say some stupid. And you see, there's always somebody that got a dog as a front.
Some guy's like, "Who's this retard?" I'm like, "I'm you, bro."
Oh, I'd be having such funny responses, bro. It'd be so funny, man.
Golly, dude. Yo, I don't think we got anything done today, bro. I think that there's so much left on the table, dude. And I think we need to get together more frequently to talk about ideas. Because when we're cooking in the kitchen, bro, it's just like boom, 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 boom. Like, oh, damn. Like, what we had prepared, we barely even scratched the surface on that. And then, like, we just opened up another entire can of worms. And like I said, I'm just pointing out stuff. What you do with it is up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, how many times is it coincidence? How many times is it? Oh, it's just a coincidence. It's just a coincidence. How many times would it be? Oh, they just look alike, Ani. That's it.
It's just coincidence.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, you guys way off the rocks.
One movie that I'm excited to see, Parasite. To wrap this up, Parasite coming out in
the gray, the new one, right?
Yeah, the one on Netflix. So Parasite on Netflix. I want to see this. Oh, it's based off the anime. Oh, let's go.
Oh, it is? Oh, there's an anime of it?
Bro, this anime is dope. It was one of my favorite animes, Parasite. Yeah, dude.
Oh, it's old. It's an old anime.
Yeah. Bro, this anime is amazing.
Oh shoot, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, dude. So watch the anime before the movie comes out on. I think
April 5th.
April, is it April 5th? Yeah, April 5th. So yeah, live action series, The Gray included. I guess it's based on bro. Watch the anime, dog. It's dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the anime first. I like watching the if it's based off anime. I watch. Oh, it's 2014, 2015. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna watch the anime this weekend.
So maybe we can watch this and then.
Yeah, let's do another one on this one. And it's funny they call it The Gray. You know, like the Grays. You know? They always do these things. But
you wanna
it was good.
Leave the people with anything, Ani, before we get out of here?
Well, yeah, just like what you said, man. Don't be quick to dismiss this information. Look into it. Don't take us at our word. Don't ever take anybody at their word. Do your due diligence. Go open up articles, books, or whatever you need to do. And, you know, certain things isn't for certain people. You know, not everything's for certain people. There's when you get a bunch of quantum physicists in a room and you go sit in a room with them, there's a whole other dimension with different things that's just not for you. You're sitting there. They may be making sense. They're dropping facts, but you're not interested. You don't want to hear it. That's not for you. So figure out what your lane is, but don't always look at everyone and be so judgmental. Do your own research. And yeah, that's how we get to a better place, quote unquote, even though this place is pretty goddamn bad.
Bro, I really enjoyed this. This will be episode 201. Might have to change the name up a little bit, but bro, this was dope. I'm looking. I'll watch because your presentation's tomorrow, right? Is it going to be live? The Elemental.
Yeah, it's going to be live tomorrow. Be on my YouTube. The Soul Elementals at was it 5 p.m.? I think it's 5 p.m. 6 p.m. I can't remember what I scheduled for.
It'll be out after this is out. So it already be out once this is out. So go.
Okay, good.
Go check that out, people. Go subscribe to Ani, bro. Let's watch that movie. Get back together soon. Sir. And yeah, dude. So anything else you want to plug before we get out of here?
No, that'll be it. I appreciate you, bro. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Real soon.
Awesome. So at the Juan on Juan podcast on all social media platforms, tjojp.com, all that good stuff. Sign up for the Patreon. Also, the Kickstarter would have been launched already on 322. Make sure to go to chosenjuan.com if you want to get that. It leads you directly to the Kickstarter. There's going to be various tiers on there, various things that you can get, and it helps support the show, channel, and it'll fund the next comic book with even more people. Maybe Jonah, Ani will be in there. I'll put in a whole bunch of different people. Just go chosenjuan.com. And as always, everyone, catch you on the other side.